Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for June 2023. We're just going to jump right in here, Virgo. And in your current general energies, you have the Scorpio season card. It says, don't obsess over the results. Jealous secrets, intensity. It says, take the time to think things through. It also says, lost in time. You must know where you're going. Get clear on your desires. Number one, I feel like some of you could have a Scorpio coming in for you. You showed up in Scorpio's reading. I feel like this has happened a couple of times as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, if you're interested in a Scorpio, I would say go for it. Or, again, you might not know this person yet. So for some of you, and like I said, I feel like there could be a Scorpio that's clearly coming in here. But you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. Every single reading I've been doing for you has been talking about some sort of change in the way that you work or your career or your business, whatever it may be. And I think a change would be a great idea for you. I mean, this has happened like the past 3 readings. I'm not even suggesting that you have to like quit your job, right? I always whenever I say this, people are always like, oh my God, do I have to quit my job? I'm like, no. Number one, tarot should not control your life. Like, I do this for a living basically. And again, I love tarot, but at the same time, I also have my bones to pick with tarot, which is, again, I think some people take it way too seriously. Like it's, loose guidance at best, right? And, but what I would say here is like, no, you don't have to quit. You could just be making some changes to like upgrade your business or your career. You could be like asking for a raise or promotion. Like all those things would be a good idea. Or again, you could be quitting. It's up to you. You're all in different situations, but there's clearly like an upgrade coming in the way that you work or the way that you make money. And I definitely feel that here. And I think that's basically what this reading is talking about. Some of you probably aren't even interested in love right now. Maybe you're, I kind of feel like some of you are just more in that position where you're like, if it shows up, it shows up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's like kind of like that attitude, which is fine. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. So again, your fortunes are clearly changing. I do see a lot of success coming in, especially for those of you that are upgrading. Again, I think that should be your keyword for June. It's like, how can I make an upgrade here? My work and my business and the things that I do, even if you're retired, it's like, how can you make a upgrade to your daily routine? Or, I mean, again, like I always say, people always leave me comments saying they're retired. I'm like, yeah, but there's probably still stuff that you do during the day. It's like, how can you make it better? How can you make it more worth it for you to get out of bed in the morning, right? It's like, what can you do? And, again, I would start thinking about it with the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, I don't always get this, but Wheel of Fortune does have an element of control to it. We control the Wheel of Fortune with our vibrations, and you have the Three of Wands and the Moon in this diagonal. Actually, I should show you here because you have the Wheel of Fortune, Three of Wands to the Moon, and that's definitely giving me vibes. To me, that is saying that your vibrations are kind of really creating your own reality at this time. With the Three of Wands, we want to focus on expansion. We want to focus on, creating situations that make us feel expansive, make us feel like we're growing, not shrinking. We want to focus on like situations that help other people grow as well. It's like, if you're in business, if you can create a win-win situation, then that's not just going to benefit you, it's going to benefit someone else, which always comes back and benefits you more. So, I would be looking for those types of things in life. You have the Nine of Pentacles here, a very independent reading. I mean, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, this card, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel a lot of you could just be more independent at this time, or you're focusing on your independence. I also think that you're giving, it's like you're giving for the right reasons. Normally on the Nine of Pentacles, the lady has, she normally has 3 pentacles on one side, and then she has 6 pentacles on the other. And it kind of represents the fact that she's, willing to give 3 pentacles to any situation that comes into her life. And she always keeps 6 pentacles for herself, so she's never over giving, right? She's always kind of like making sure that she's giving in balance. And I do feel that type of energy here where it's like, I feel like you're giving more in balance and stuff like that. You have the Two of Swords here. Two of Swords is about kind of like focusing on other ways of doing things. So Two of Swords can sometimes represent a negotiation. Again, I keep telling people that we are in a time of third place solutions, meaning that like everybody is like this or that, as far as solutions are concerned, but really like, what if there's something better that no one has thought of yet? So I just keep encouraging people to come up with third place solutions because, those are the best solutions right now. They're probably the solutions that will change the world or could just change your life. It doesn't even have have to benefit, that many other people. But, if you're stuck making a decision, there's probably a third option that you just have to brainstorm and kind of like think about that's, could be much more abundant, much more expansive. It could increase your resources, going to the Queen of Pentacles right there. So, these are all things that I would be thinking about if I were you. I am not even you. I have 0 Virgo in my chart, and I think about this constantly. So, like I said, definitely something I would do. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 6 of Wands. Definitely a victory coming in for you. I feel like this feels more like a feeling to me, as in you just feel like more victorious, or maybe you feel like you're kind of coming out on top in different situations in your life, more successful, more abundant. And, again, I think that's clearly a good thing. With the 9 of Pentacles, you have the 10 of Swords here. I kind of feel like some of you, it's like your single days are over. So for some of you, there could be love coming in. It's like you could be entering into a situation where you're not going to be single any longer. Maybe some of you have written off love with the 10 of Swords, but there definitely could be someone coming in. It could be another earth sign. You always get this, like earth or fire. You have water here as well, Pisces, Cancer. You have Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo here. So, Scorpio, obviously, you showed up in Scorpio's reading. It could be any sign. But, again, I feel like some of you, it's like maybe you feel like you've written off love and you're just focusing on your independence. But, sometimes when we do that, that's when we like attract the love of our life. So that could be happening. Here you go. With the 2 of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, like laser-like focus. It's about being very focused in life, and it is a victory. So we see a lot of victory here in this reading. But again, it can represent, sometimes with the 2 of Swords, I think we can, the problem is that we can be trying to make two sides, happy. She normally has those 2 swords crossed over her heart. And it is kind of like a card of finding a middle ground, but it's like sometimes I think we just have to upset somebody, or maybe we just have to upset a situation. It's like sometimes I think that sitting on the fence is not the right decision. Like maybe we're worried about hurting a person or whatever. If we, maybe you're worried about hurting your boss if you quit your job, or maybe you're worried like, what will people think if I change my business or whatever. But this kind of says like, no, you need to focus on like what you want, not what everybody else wants, right? And because when you do that, then you naturally will be what everyone else wants. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this make your mark. Yes, you are clearly on this path, on this journey of making your mark on the world, really. It says, stick to a decision. Ace of Swords, 2 of Swords. Stick to a decision and do not allow any outside forces to sway you. Literally exactly what I just said. You have this enchanted illusion. It says, see through the veil of illusions and have the courage to see things as they really are. Yes, I do get this feeling that, I kind of knew this was going this direction because you have all these Wands cards in this row. According to Chris's crappy tarot here, Wands cards would represent kind of courage or needing to have the courage to do something. You have the Knight of Wands in your next row, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Or is that the King of Wands? Yeah, it's a King of Wands, which that just makes it stronger, what I'm about to say. But there is an element of needing to be courageous and needing to move in a direction. I feel like you're getting there. It's like I see you, I kind of feel that some of you have been dipping your toes in the water of moving towards these changes in work, business, your love life, whatever you're trying to change. It's like you've been dipping your toes in the water of making the change. So it's like you're close. I feel like you're like almost there. So there you go. You have the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is like a lot of burden. It's kind of funny that a lot of people have had the 10 of Wands this week, or this month, I should say. And again, 10 of Wands to me can represent like overcomplicating something. It is a card of carrying heavy burdens, but it can also represent making something too complicated. It's like carrying a heavy burden for no reason. It's like sometimes I feel the guy on the 10 of Wands, maybe some of those things that he is carrying aren't even his. He might be carrying the responsibilities of other people. So I feel it's time for you to like focus on your own independence. You have the 3 of Wands here. Again, I would be entering into expansive opportunities. Anything that is going to force you to grow, that's what I would be looking at. Again, most people, their lives stay the same because they just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. But really, we are in a time where it is critically important that we enter into expansive opportunity, like meaning, doing things where maybe you have to face a little bit of a fear, doing things where you just take like a little bit bigger of a risk, in work and business and your love life, whatever the case may be. Like, we all want different things to grow. I'm literally starting, working on my channel and everything, my other channel, to like talk all about this. I'm literally starting that channel because, it's just the time that we're in. I think it's super important that we all kind of get started on, pushing ourselves to that point where we would normally quit on something, or we wouldn't push ourselves farther, and just a little bit, right? Like, again, we don't even have to do anything scary here. We just tiny little steps forward, tiny little improvements is more than enough right now to see this progress that you could be receiving, which we see right here, 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is quick success, abundance, good things coming in. I personally love the 8 of Wands. It's a card of momentum as well. So it says, again, if you start taking these risks of improvements or taking those tiny little steps, it's like, don't stop, keep going, build the momentum. And before you know it, things will be improving like crazy in your life. With the 10 of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. What are you waiting for? Things are weighing you down. Knight of Pentacles is like being too cautious. He's normally not making any moves. He's normally like standing still. And so he represents no movement, and he represents kind of like really needing to make the moves to be successful, basically. With the 3 of Wands, you have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is a card of conviction. It says, like, when you know that something is going to be successful, then it will be successful. The only thing we have right now is belief, the belief that we can be successful. Again, I keep telling people we're in a time where we have to follow the evidence, but the existing evidence might tell us, like, oh, your business won't work, or, oh, this relationship won't work. That, like, the existing evidence might say that, but if you start facing your fears, or if you take those tiny little steps past the point where you would normally give up on something, you will probably find new evidence that shows you that something is going to be way more successful than you ever thought possible. So, but we have to like get to that point first. With the 8 of Wands, you have the 8 of Cups here. I would lighten the load for sure. You have that 10 of Wands. You have the 8 of Wands, which is about speed. And the 8 of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. So if there are things that you don't want to do, don't do them. We have this, I'm doing this video on the new moon in Taurus, and it's like a great time to get rid of bad habits, great time to, get rid of things that you think are controlling you or that have a control over you. It could be anything, like drinking, pretty much anything. It's like, I quit drinking this year. I've never even been a big drinker, but I completely eliminated it, at the beginning of this year. And so, like I said, I think it's a good year to do that if you're thinking about it. So, there you go. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this false person and you have this mature woman card here. I would be careful of anyone who seems too good to be true. For sure. Again, I would trust the evidence. Some of you, I feel like, have dealt with a false person. It's like maybe you had a person who kind of like put up a front or put up a lot of illusions, or maybe they made you believe things that just weren't true, just in general. I don't really get, it's kind of weird because I don't get like lying here, but I get more, and I'm not saying they weren't a liar. Someone always leaves me a comment, they lied about that. I'm like, okay, then they were a liar. But, for some of you, maybe this person wasn't like a liar, but maybe they just, kind of painted this picture. I see it more as an illusion, that things were going to work a certain way. And so, but I feel like you're moving past this. It's like you're focusing on something new. You have the Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. You have the King of Wands together here in the Moon card. Again, I feel like some of you were left out in the cold by a person. Right here. Could have been a water sign. I almost just said water sign, so it could have been a water sign. I meant to say fire sign. For others, I kind of feel like this is the person that's coming in to bring you out of the cold. So, this is kind of, I feel the King of Wands is a new person. If it's not a fire sign, I would say it's someone with a lot of fire in their chart, or someone who is very fiery. Maybe they just maybe they're bold, confident, have a big personality or something like that. Could be any gender, whatever gender you're attracted to. Could also be a Capricorn, could be an Earth sign, could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, another Virgo as well. But I feel like regardless, this person kind of pulls you out of this, pulls you out of the cold if you are looking for love. For the rest of you, even if you are looking for love, I would say for all of you really, I feel like your answer to improving your finances is to, again, push yourself to that point where you would normally give up and then, go a little bit farther. And again, anything expansive, if you have a business, it's like, how can you expand it? And I'm not even saying you necessarily have to grow it, but it's like, are there things that you could add to it? Maybe you don't have a YouTube channel, right? Can you start a YouTube channel about your business or your career? Or, there's like, what can you add is kind of what I'm getting here. You have the Queen of Pentacles, again, I feel like you're increasing your resources for sure. That seems to be a major focus for you. Queen of Pentacles is all about resourcefulness and making more money. So I feel like you are. You have the Moon card here. Anything you want to do, you're probably not going to know how to do it, and that's perfectly okay. Because as I've been saying, like all year, we have to learn at this time. That's just the time we're in. it's like things might seem like an illusion, but again, I think what it's more about is, it's like I did a podcast with Leo King on his channel like 2 years ago now or something like that, and I think he has the best kind of analogy for the time that we're in. It's like we're all standing in a movie theater. It's like we're in the entrance, but it's like we're not going in and watching the movie. It's like we're not going into the movie. So it's like we all see this movie of our future life. Maybe we have some ideas or some inspirations, but it's like nobody's like taking the risk to start it. It's almost like we're waiting for permission, but the only person that can give you permission is you. So again, if you have a vision for your life or something that you want, I would get moving on it because it's going to be successful. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. Yeah, definitely new love coming in for you. I would say it's a new person, so if you want love, there you go. With the Five of Pentacles and the King of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands. Right here, if you carried a lot of heavy weights in a relationship, I feel like you could be getting justice here. This could be like you could be getting some positive karma. You could be seeing a past person get their karma. It could be anything. With the Moon, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the whole entire reading is about a change in direction. So, like I said, but it's more like an upgrade. Again, I think the key word for you is upgrade. What upgrades can you add to your business, to your career, to your love life, to whatever you want? That's the only thing I would think about if I were you. Next, in the area, this is going to represent the good stuff. It's going to be good no matter what. You have this necessary lessons. In order to grow and evolve, you must unveil important lessons. Exactly what I was talking about. Push yourself to that point where you normally give up and keep, push it a little bit farther. You have this blocked solar chakra. It says you may be experiencing lack of energy, creativity, and feeling manipulative, if I can get that word out. Again, this is showing up in the good stuff. So I feel like you're getting away from this blocked solar chakra, sacral chakra energy, and you are more creative at this time. I also feel that, again, I would push yourself to that point with that test card so that you can expand. You have the Queen of Swords, Five of Swords, and the Justice card. I kind of feel that, again, this is showing up in the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what, but the Five of Swords can represent winning at all cost. So if you are involved in something legal with the Justice card here, this could be a legal victory or a legal win. For others, this could say, I kind of get that feeling again, that if you're attracting a Scorpio, I would go watch a Scorpio reading if you are attracted to a Scorpio, because again, it kind of gives me the vibes of like two people who went through like a separation. It's like maybe you were both meant for someone else who, broke up with you or whatever, but it's like you're coming together as a gift to each other. So I feel like you could be attracting a person where it's like you're on the same level and it's almost like you're the universe's gift to each other. I hope that makes sense, but that's kind of like what I'm getting here. Next, you have the Justice card. I kind of feel like my one criticism of this reading and like the feeling I get is like the danger of trying to people please, or the danger of sitting on a fence here. It's like, don't be afraid to have an opinion, Virgo, whether it's positive or whether people agree with it or not. It's like, especially if you're doing something like on the internet, for example. It's like, I am convinced that you could give away $100 bills to people and someone would have a problem with it, right? So it's like if you're on the internet, someone's going to have a problem with something that you say. So it's like you just have to get over it, right? It's like I say balls in videos on purpose because somebody always gets offended when I say balls. So balls, number one, to that person. But also you just can't care, right? You just have to say balls. And, it's like I kind of get that feeling here of just needing to not be afraid to upset people. It's like there's always going to be some Karen out there who's going to be upset about something. So, I would just get over it. But I would also say that, I kind of feel like by doing this, you are actually bringing more balance to your life because you're not living out of balance. You're living in your truth, not someone else's. So, I would definitely do that here. And especially with the Queen of Swords, because Queen of Swords can have to do with the truth. And, she also sees things very clearly. So I feel like you're kind of like seeing some future moves that you want to make. And it's like you see these moves clearly, whatever these moves are. Let's see. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands. Yep, you have the Eight of Wands twice in this diagonal right here. Like I said, Eight of Wands is speed. It is quick success, quick conclusion. Things coming to an ending quickly, So I feel like there's some sort of quick conclusion coming in for you. With the Five of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords again. So seeing things very clearly. Again, if you went through a breakup or separation, I think you could be seeing like why it happened clearly, but it looks more like karma to me. With the Justice card, you have the Queen of Pentacles. The whole entire reading is about increasing your resources. So I definitely feel like a lot of you are doing things that either increase your resources or, make you more money, whatever it is that you want. So there you go. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. And I'm going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun is the name of this deck. So let's see here. You have this concentration card. You do have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, like concentration. But again, I feel like this is why you need to make sure that you're not splitting your energy, not pulled between 2 ideas or, 2 beliefs or whatever. It's like I would pick one thing and like kind of make it happen. And I'm not even, and this is going to sound contradictory, but I'm not even saying in just like one area of your life. I'm saying like multiple. It's like, you could have some ideas about your health, your wealth, your happiness, but I would like pick one idea and concentrate on it in each area of your life. There's something here about, especially with that Ace of Swords, about staying focused. You have this publicity card. Again, during Pluto and Aquarius, this card's going to come up a lot. So anything you can do to get more attention would be a good idea. I always say that Pluto and Aquarius for the next 20 years, well, it's retrograding into Capricorn right now, but next year when it officially moves into Aquarius is going to be an amazing time for, getting attention. And, we're talking about positive attention here. So if you want to grow in business, work, get as much attention as you possibly can. You have this seduction card. Definitely, I feel like there's a very seductive connection coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, I feel like there's something like really solid, really kind of, a lot of desire coming in for you here. So there you go. I don't know. I feel like you will be seduced by this person. You might, I think I said this at the beginning of the reading. For some of you, I feel like you might be saying, I don't want love. But again, there could be a person who just looks too good. You have this control card here. This card reminds me of the world, but I kind of feel like you're taking control of your own world and creating your own reality. And again, I'm pretty sure we said that at the beginning of the reading. And finally, you have the enthusiasm card. Yeah, this is the only thing we have right now. I've been saying for years now that we have to move towards our enthusiasm, our joy, the things that bring more happiness into our lives, right? Because we're entering into a new world and we're leaving the old world of, competition behind. So the only thing that we can trust right now, I think, is our own desire and the things that bring us, happiness and that bring us those like better feelings, right? So this could mean that you need to start your own business because maybe your job is making you miserable. And, as I always say, I wouldn't just quit your job right now. I would make sure to build something up first and then quit. But, I would move towards your desire for sure. And you have all these wands cards. But this is a really good reading here, Virgo. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.